Hello and welcome to episode 324. Episode 324, Pint Time with Backpacker Mike. Today's episode is Backpacks, Barstools, the Solo Traveler's Guide to Community. Now, as you may see, I'm in a different place again. I'm actually in the house now. I wasn't going to go to the studio today because it was storming outside. So I thought maybe I could do it under the canopy, and then the thunder started. So I had to bring everything inside. So here we are. We're just going to do it right here at the dinette table because why not? So anyway, we're going to get into that real quick. So stick around. But first, let me make a comment here. There we go. Put that out there. Now I just got to send a couple messages real quick. And then we will get into the show. I will show you guys the beers that I have to try for you guys today. Just got to get this out to a couple people. And one more. All right, we got them out. Now let's see if anybody pops on. So, in the meantime, I'll just give you guys a little bit of a intro real quick. Basically, grab a brew, coffee, favorite drink, whatever you want. Pop in the comments, leave some comments. This is interactive, so please interact accordingly.
The other had the sunflower butter you packed for your son.
And let me know where you guys are watching from today in the comments below. That would be cool to see where everybody is at. So today we're talking about one of the biggest questions in solo travel, and that is, how do you go from traveling solo to never actually feeling alone? I did this a lot. What's your favorite solo travel destination? Even here in the United States, if you have traveled somewhere in the United States and you really love it and that's your favorite destination, let me know in the comments below. If you've traveled somewhere outside of the United States or you traveled somewhere in the world, and that is one of your favorite destinations, let me know about it in the comments below. And also let me know what local drink you liked while you were there. What is your favorite local drink in the places that you go? So, without further ado, is I'm going to show you guys the beers that I have to try for you today. I see one person is on, but hopefully they will participate. So anyway, I just went up to Ohio, Canton, Ohio, for the 1-year anniversary of losing my father. I tried to find a bunch of different beers up there that I can't normally get here. So today I have 2 Great Lakes and a Fatheads brewery for you guys. Fatheads brewery I went to in North Canton. Really cool brewery. Some great food too, by the way. And Great Lakes Brewery is out of Cleveland. So this is the Fatheads Brewery. This is the Crumbleberry. It's cinnamon and vanilla honey blueberry ale. There you go. Pretty cool can. Fatheads Brewing Company. Chill out, man. Have a beer, it says. Matt, Chris, and Glenn. Comes in at 5.1% on the Richter scale. And I believe this is the one that I had while I was there. Malt beverage brewed with honey, blueberries, spices, and malt. So, all right, the next one we got is from Great Lakes Brewing Company out of Cleveland. This is the Rally Drum. And if you're from Cleveland or from Ohio and are into the Cleveland Indians, a.k.a. the Cleveland Guardians now, you will remember who the Rally Drum guy was. Unfortunately, he lost his life a few years back, but there we go. Rally Drum. This is a lemon shandy, so it's a lager with a lemon in it and natural flavors. This one comes in at 4% on the Richter scale, by the way. And the last one I have, which I have 2 more down there I may get to later, but This one is also from Great Lakes, and this is a Mexican lager with lime. A Mexican lager with lime, and it comes in at 5.4% on the Richter scale. Absolutely love the iguana and all that stuff. That's pretty cool right there. All right, so who's ever's on, if you guys want to choose the first beer that I tried today, please feel free to suggest one in the comments below. We've got Crumbleberry, we've got Rally Drum, and we've got Mexican Lager. Mexican Lager. And everybody left. Everybody left. So, I'm going to start with one that I haven't had yet. And that is the Mexican Lager by Great Lakes Brewing Company out of Cleveland, Ohio. Now, what I have is I have 8 destinations for you guys today that we are going to cover. And basically, this is like, you know, backpacks and barstools, basically. It's how you can meet people as a solo traveler while you're traveling the world. So we're going to get into that. I did this a lot. I'm pretty experienced in it. Figured out, you know, how to do it and how to introduce myself to people. And sometimes I'm a little nervous about doing stuff like that. But when I was traveling, I did pretty good at it. I've still got a lot of friends that I met while traveling that I'm still friends with today from around the world, and I still communicate with them today on a regular basis. So, all right, let's get into this Mexican lager. I absolutely love this. Here we go. Cheers. Hopefully it's a good Mexican lager. Smells good on the nose. They got a hint of lime. Think of like a Corona with a lime in it. Pretty much the same. It's very limey. It's very lime forward. There's nothing about a hint of lime in this thing at all. It kind of reminds me of like a Bud Light lime or something like that, but it's still pretty good. Let's do a hard pour just to see if it changes anything. There we go. You guys can kind of see a little hazy in there because of the lime that was introduced to it. Got a nice little beer head there with some fat bubbles. I would say the hard pour even brings out more of the lime, which makes it a little bit overbearing. But nevertheless, it's still good. It's probably like a one and done for me. But it's not bad. I'm going to go ahead and give this one 5.5. I'm going to give it a 5.5 by Great Lakes Brewing Company's Mexican Lager. All right, let's get into the next one. Since we're going lime, let's go to lemon. Let's go to the lemon shandy. Because for some reason, lemon and blueberries go together. So why not do lemon prior to doing the blueberry? Again, that has a nice lemon nose. I'm just curious how lemony it's going to be. Let's see. That's actually kind of nice. I kind of like that one, actually. It's very lemon forward. Has a little bit of sweetness to it. It's got a little like lemon zesty tang at the end. Let's do a hard pour just to see how it goes. Damn. People quitting left and right. All right, there you go. Nice and clear on this one. I actually like the hard pour on that one a little bit better. This one is pretty good. I'm going to go ahead and give this one like a 7. I enjoyed this one a lot better than the Mexican Lager one. And let's get into the very last one that we got here, and that is the Crumbleberry. I'm going to try to knock down a little bit of this light real quick. There we go. That's a little better. It's not quite as bright. Not quite as bright. All right, let's get into this crumbleberry, cinnamon and vanilla, honey, blueberry ale. Hey, babes. Lots going on here. So I hope. Yeah, I just saw your message and replied back. Crazy. crazy, baby. All right, let's give this one a try. Here we go. Cheers. Yeah, I like that one. You definitely get the blueberry up front. The blueberry is definitely forward. Maybe a hint of cinnamon. Definitely get some of the vanilla. I think the honey is kind of washed out. It may add a little sweetness to it. Let's do a hard pour just to see. This is a wheat ale, by the way, so definitely get a little bit of the blue in there from the blueberry, which is nice. Blueberries give off very subtle color. Has a nice blueberry cinnamony nose. All right, let's see. Yeah, that's really nice. I actually really like this one. This is one that I did have while I was at the brewery this past week. And it's pretty good. I'm going to go ahead and give this one like an 8. I'm going to give it an 8 by Fatheads Brewing Company. All right, there we go. So we will get into some other ones I got in there possibly later. All right, let's get into the show now. Basically what we're going to do is we're going to get into 8 destinations where backpackers meet Barstools. Basically, I will show you where to stay, things to do, the Barstool spots that you want to go to meet local people and introduce yourself and make friends, community secrets that I've figured out for you in the specific areas, and some of my tips also along the way. So there you go. That is going to be the show. And we're going to get right into number 1, and that is Bansko, Bulgaria. Bansko, Bulgaria, I believe is how you say it. The vibe here is mountain charm meets one of Europe's most welcoming digital nomad and backpacker hubs, which is true. Bulgaria, Georgia, the country, not the state here. Those are a lot of like backpacker hubs, digital nomad hubs. So is like Vietnam and other places too. The budget stay here is co-working Bansko or Greenwood Hostel. You can get into those for about $15 to $25 a night. Pretty cool. Things to do. Hike the Pirin Mountains, soak in nearby thermal hot springs. I mean, how cool is that? Just go sit in a thermal hot spring. Enjoying weekly group dinners that you will find like through the hostels and various other places and from locals as you go. The Barstool spot here in Bulgaria is the Snug Pub. That's the hot spot. Or local Mahamis, which is basically like local taverns. So you want to do everything as local as possible. So you want to get into the, the local towns outside of the touristy areas. And you want to meet locals and ask them questions because more often than not, they're willing to answer them. Now, my community secret for this area is it's almost impossible to sit alone at a table here. Group hikes and family-style meals are organized daily when you stay here. So you will inevitably make some friends and hang out and probably enjoy some of these dinners together for sure with local people. All right, the next one I got for you is Chiang Mai, Thailand. Chiang Mai, Thailand. I know I talk about Thailand a lot and Vietnam a lot, and they're both in this as well. But the vibe here is the ultimate rite of passage destination for solo travelers seeking effortless community. So Chiang Mai has a huge backpacker community, digital nomad community, people who, work online, work remotely. A lot of people will move there. The cost of living there is relatively inexpensive compared to, say, New Bangkok or places like that. So Definitely a cool place to go. I didn't make it there when I was in Thailand. I was only in Bangkok, Phuket, and Kamala Beach. But the budget stay here, check this out. Stamp, Backpackers, or Bodega Chiang Mai. You can get into these for $8 to $14 a night. $8 to $14 a night. Pretty crazy. What a great price. Things to do here: explore the old city temples. Of course, you got to go explore those. Rent a scooter for the Samoang loop, and take a local cooking class, because that would be pretty awesome. All right, the Barstool spot here is North Gate Jace Co-op. Grab a seat on the curb with a Chiang Mai beer and listen to the open jam sessions, so you can listen to the artists out there just playing on the street trying to make a little bit of money. Now, my community secret for here is the night markets double as giant commercial dining halls where sharing a table with strangers is pretty standard. They usually have either these long tables with a bunch of little plastic chairs and stuff, or little round tables where you pretty much have to sit with other people, introduce yourself to other people. So there you go. Number 3 on the list is Hawaka. I forget exactly how to say it. Oaxaca City. Oaxaca. I think it's Oaxaca City. In Mexico or Mexico. The vibe here is a rich culture for sure. World-class street food and warm mezcal-fueled conversations. Mezcal tequila is big here in Oaxaca. Budget stays, you can stay at the Central Backpackers or Herba de Conejo, which will cost you about $18 to $28 a night, depending on what type of room that you want to get. Now, things to do here: day trip to Hera el Agua, wander the Mercado 20 de Noviembre, and join a street art walking tour for free. So you can check out all the street art there. Now, the Barstool spot is Consejo Cervecero, or Salaparta, which are great spots for sampling regional craft beers or artisanal mezcal while chatting with locals and expats. There are a lot of expats there from various countries around the world, and a lot from the United States there as well. Now, my community secret for here is rooftop hostel sunsets are where half of all group dinners get hatched. So you'll be on top of your hostel rooftop, watching the sunset around a group of people. You introduce yourself to them. You have a small conversation up there, maybe a couple drinks, and then you say, hey, let's all go to dinner somewhere. So then you would all go find a communal dinner to go share and talk more about stories and things. So there you go. Oaxaca City, Mexico, which is south of Mexico City, south of the Yucatan Peninsula. All right, the next one I got on the list is Lagos, Portugal. Portugal. Now, the vibe here is sun-drenched coastal cliffs, for sure, surfing, and lively evening pub crawls. Highly recommend taking a pub crawl in Portugal. Now, your budget stay here is surprisingly at the Rising Cock Party Hostel. I mean, come on. It's the Rising Cock Party Hostel. I just can't. When I saw this and was doing the research on it, yeah, you just got to look it up. Feel free to Google it. Although, be careful. Or the Olive Hostel. Now, you can get into either one of these hostels for about $22 to $35 a night. You are in Europe at that point. You're on the euro, so the exchange rate with US dollars, we're losing some money. So it gets a little bit more expensive when we go to Europe. Things to do here. You could kayak through the Ponta da Piedade caves. I mean, come on, man. You can paddle a kayak through some caves. Let's do it. Take a surf lesson, too, while you were there. And hike the coastal trails on the mountains where you can see the Atlantic Ocean. Now, my Barstool spot here is Eddie's Bar or the Green Room for cold Sagres or Superbock beers and post-surf cheats. Now, my community secret here is pregame patio gatherings at the hostels naturally spill into town as a massive group every night. So you just, again, you find people hanging out at the hostel in the, whether on the rooftop or in the gardens, because some of the hostels will have like a garden area or a common area with a TV, pool table, ping pong, all that type of stuff. And so you kind of go there and you hang out, and more people come in, and before you know it, everyone's chit-chatting and talking. And then, you find yourself making some dinner plans to go out and have dinner or some drinks or beers or whatever with people that you just met from around the world, or maybe someone from your own country. I've met people from my own country traveling many a times from all over the East Coast and out west in California, Arizona, Las Vegas, Nevada, various places. So you can meet all kinds of people. So always stay in a hostel. That's going to help you meet new people for sure. Try not to stay alone. If you want, you can still get a private room in a hostel for generally a pretty good price. That way you could still kind of share all the amenities in the community room and the community kitchen and make your food, and you can, meet people while you're making your breakfast and et cetera, et cetera. So you don't really have to stay in a bunk room per se. But I highly recommend staying in hostels so that way you can meet some people. Unless, of course, you're just out to travel and not meet anybody. That's entirely up to you. Now, the next one I got on the list is Medellin or Medellin, Colombia. Colombia. I know Colombia gets a bad name, but apparently it's making a comeback now with some of the cities like Medellin, which is kind of an old colonial city. The vibe here is innovation, spring-like weather year-round, and infectious Latin hospitality. Also, a budget stay here. Las Patias Hostel or Viajero, Medellin. These will cost you about $16 to $28 a night, roughly, to stay there. Things to do here: ride the metro cable to Parque Avia, or RV. Parque means park in Spanish. Take a historical tour of Comuna 13 and learn basic salsa steps. Basic salsa steps. I've never salsa before in my life, but maybe I might try if I stay there. Who knows? The Barstool spot here is 20 Mission Cerveza in Poblado, and a massive craft brewery with communal picnic tables made for starting conversations. So it's just a giant, long picnic table, and everybody sort of sits next to each other, and you can meet locals and enjoy an amazing time over some cool craft beers. Now, my community secret here is language exchange nights like Gringo Tuesdays bring hundreds of travelers and locals together under one roof. So, hey, Sharon, you made it on just in time. I got a couple left to do. But yeah, language exchange nights like Gringo Tuesdays bring hundreds of travelers and locals together under one roof in Medellin, Colombia. Now, number 6 on the list. Number 6 on the list. By the way, Sharon, today is Backpacks and Barstools, and it's basically a guide for solo travelers and community. How to meet people while you're traveling, pull up a barstool, meet people at the hostel, find some people to go out with, have a couple drinks, maybe grab some dinner, things like that. Also, I'm doing it inside the house today. I was going to go to the studio, but then we had some storms and stuff. Then I thought, okay, I'll do it outside. So I was setting everything up outside, and then the thunder started and the lightning started. So I'm like, screw it. I'm just going inside. So I'm doing it at the dinette table inside the house for once. I didn't get the notification until just now. Yeah, I sent you a message through Messenger, but I tagged that all followers. So, Facebook's doing what Facebook does when it comes to notifying people that I am live. All right, the next one that I have to cover for you guys is Budapest, Hungary. The vibe here, the atmospheric ruin bars. Yes, they have bars that are built into ruins. Historic bathhouses and budget-friendly European nightlife. Now, if you're not familiar with Budapest, Hungary used to be under the Roman Empire, so there's a lot of Roman ruins over there as well, and some of them have bars built into them. How cool is that? Budget stays here. Grandio Party Hostel or Retox for social party vibes, or Pal's Hostel for a laid-back feel, if you want a laid-back feel. And either one of those will cost you between like $14 to $26 a night. So still not bad. Things to do here. Now, I know I'm going to mess this up because I don't speak Hungarian. But you can relax at the Széchenyi thermal bath, walk the chain bridge at night, and take a Danube river cruise. Take a river cruise down the Danube. Let's just do it that way. Now, my barstool spot here is Zimpia Kurt, the original ruin bar. So this is the original bar that was built into the ruins, and it's filled with mismatching furniture, craft beer taps, and cozy little nooks that if you meet some people, you can kind of shuffle yourself into a cozy little nook and chit-chat about whatever. Now, my community secret here in Budapest, Hungary is free walking tours here are packed with solo travelers. Always propose a post-tour beer with the group. I suggest anywhere that you go to travel, especially outside the United States, whenever you land or before you land, search free walking tours in that area, because you can take a free walking tour. All you got to do is just tip them if they're good enough. So you should be pretty good. All right, and on to number 7, Granada, Nicaragua. The vibe here is colorful colonial architecture, volcanic adventures, and laid-back Central American energy. My budget stay here is the Treehouse Hostel or Hostel Ca Libertad. Either one of these are going to run you about $10 to $20 a night, give or take. Super cheap. I mean, when you think you can spend, for $140, you can spend a week in Granada, Nicaragua, in a hostel. I mean, you can't beat that. You really can't. $140 a week. That's just to stay, and then you got your food and everything. But that's inexpensive as well. Now, things to do here are peer into the active lava lake. That's right. They have an active lava lake you can look at. at Masaya Volcano. You can kayak the islands of Granada as well, and paddleboard on Lake Nicaragua. No, I haven't heard anything. Now, my Barstool spot here is La Frontera, a local favorite for craft burgers, cold tona beers, and friendly expat traveler mix. So you're going to get a fair amount of expats, especially from here in the United States. Over there, we like to settle in Central America and Central and South America. I don't know. Yeah, super cheap. $10 to $20 a night. And then your plane ticket to go over there. But I don't think plane tickets to like Mexico and Central America are very expensive. My community secret here is shuttle buses between Granada, Ometep, and San Juan del Sur act as rolling network events for backpackers. So you're going to be running into a lot of backpackers when you take these bus trips in between towns, and you're going to meet a lot of people while you're on the bus, and some of them may be going to the same area that you're going, and then you can kind of meet up with them and hang out with them and have dinner with them and share experiences together. So use the buses there also to make friends. And the last one I got for you, number 8, is Da Nang, Vietnam. Da Nang, Vietnam. I know I've talked about Da Nang and Vietnam a lot, but it's very inexpensive to travel to, and the vibe here is ocean views, marble mountains, and a thriving coastal community of long-term solo travelers and wanderers. Absolutely. There's a lot of people who settle down in Vietnam because it's so inexpensive to stay at, especially on the US dollar. It's very inexpensive to stay at, or the pound or the euro. Now, my budget stays here is Ram Casa Hostel, built from shipping containers, actually, or City Backpackers, and it will run you about $6 to $14 a night. $6 to $14 a night.
The probability of me understanding this is 0.
You should AI that with Copilot.
Explain it to me like I'm 5.
Sorry, Yoshi just messaged me. Yoshi just messaged me. He said, no stream tonight. And I was like, I'm on. I forgot to message him, tell him I was on. So it looks like you got on now. Sorry, Yoshi. I thought I messaged you, and then I realized I didn't. So let me finish up with this, and then I'll recap real quick, because I know Sharon just got on a little bit ago, and Yoshi just got on. So I'm going to recap some of them real quick, but let me finish up with Da Nang, Vietnam. Now, things to do here, ride over to Ha Van Pass, explore the Marble Mountains, and relax on My Key Beach. My Key Beach. Oh, there is the stream. Yes, I sent you a DM now. I was thinking no stream today. Yeah, I just replied back to you. Yeah, I got on late, so I was going to go to the studio out at the storage, but it was going to storm, so I thought I'll do it outside under the canopy again, like I did the last time 2 weeks ago, and I guess almost 2 weeks ago, and then it started thundering and lightning, so I just came inside. So I'm doing it here at the dinette table. So it's okay, Yoshi. It's okay, Yoshi. And hey, tomorrow we got to make plans for Monday to watch the new House of Dragons. That's kind of cool. We just watched the one, and now we're going to watch the second one. Now, my Barstool spot here is Seven Bridges Brewing Company. Enjoy fresh craft beers on a rooftop overlooking the famous Dragon Bridge. The famous Dragon Bridge. Now, my community secret here for Da Nang, Vietnam is draft beer known as Bai Hoi. Bai Hoi, which just means fresh beer in Vietnamese. You can find these spots on the sidewalk, and they offer glasses of beer for like 50 cents in plastic stools right next to fellow travelers. So you can just grab a 50-cent beer, sit down on a plastic stool, and introduce yourself to some people and make some friends. So the last episode of House of Dragons is tomorrow? No way. There was only like 6? Dang. There was only 6 of them? Man, that sucks. I didn't realize it was the last episode tomorrow. That means we gotta wait for House of Dragons season 4, which probably won't be out till like 2028 or something. Lord. Anyway, so to recap real quick, backpacks and barstools, solo traveler guide to community and how you can meet people while you're traveling. I talked about Bansko, Bulgaria. Budget stays there will cost you about $15 to $25 a night. You can hike through the mountains, see nearby springs and all that stuff. Let's see, what was the number 2 was Chiang Mai, Thailand, which is like a rite of passage for solo destination backpackers to go to, and there you can get hostels for anywhere between $8 to $14 a night. Oaxaca City, Mexico. Basically, you can get a hostel here for about $18 to $28 a night. It's a little bit more expensive. And Lagos, Portugal. Here you can get hostels for about $22 to $35 a night, give or take. And Medellin, Colombia. Here you can get hostels for about $16 to $28 a night. And then Budapest, Hungary, Granada, Nicaragua, which is super cheap at $10 to $20 a night. Just joking, you brother. Not the last episode, but you feel happy now. It was a joke, and there are more episodes. Yes, I do. I was like, no, it can't end yet. It can't end yet. Don't let it end yet. All right, so my Barstool rules, my top 3 solo community tips on how to meet people while you're traveling solo, if you want to meet people while you're in this town or city or country, wherever you are. I call it the 3-second rule. When you see someone sitting solo at a bar or hostel common room or whatever, say hello within 3 seconds before you overthink it. So when I was traveling, like even when I met Yoshi and he came into the hostel and he was unpacking his bag and stuff, I woke up, I rolled over and I said, hello, don't mind me, I don't feel good. And we started a conversation and we're still friends today. So just something as simple as just saying, hi, how are you? How's your travel been? Whatever. Just interact with that person within 3 seconds and don't overthink it, because sometimes you can overthink it and then you get nervous and you don't want to talk to anybody. Ask for a recommendation. The easiest conversation starter isn't where are you from? It's actually what's the best thing you've eaten and seen here so far. Now that's if the person has been staying there longer and you just got there, type of thing. If you both arrived at the same time, then obviously they're not going to be able to provide you with that information because they just got there themselves. But they may have some other people that they know there that might be able to give you some information. But worst case scenario, you can always say, where are you from? And number 3 is carry a packable deck of cards. I traveled with a deck of cards. I used it a few times. But travel with a packable deck of cards. A simple deck of cards on a bar table turns strangers into a game right within 10 minutes. So game night within 10 minutes. So remember, the world gets a whole lot smaller when you're willing to pull up a bar stool at a pub, at a tavern, even at a restaurant. And, you know, you can meet a lot of people. You can meet new friends. Some of them you'll communicate with for a while. Then you'll lose touch. Some of them you will continue to communicate with, sort of like Yoshi and I, for, I don't know, what, almost 10 years now. Dang, Yoshi. Like August of 2027 will be 10 years since we met. What the crap? For real? 10 years? That's crazy. 2017. I don't know where the time goes sometimes. It just flies by, that's for sure. Flies by. So there you have it. And that makes this show notebook done. Another show book into the history books, so to speak. And now I got to start on a new one. What's crazy is I started on this one. So just to give you guys an idea, this was the show I did the day that I came out and I found Dad gone in his chair. This was it. Then I did that show, and then the next several shows, I just rebooted other shows from previous because I just couldn't get it together to do research on other shows. So I just rebooted new shows, rebooted other shows. And then it wasn't until December 13th, 2025, I started doing my own research for shows again. So that was the rest of July, August, September, October, November. I rebooted shows. So this book will be very sentimental to me, for sure. So, yeah, we have to make a party for 10 years, for sure. You need to come over here and we do Pint Time together. We can do Pint Time together. There it is. How many books do you have for the show? They're all at my studio in the desk drawer right now, but I think I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8. I think I have 8 or 9 books for the show so far. I have like 1 or 2 that are about this size. And the rest of them are all of this size in these books here. So lots of cool information through those books. Sometimes I go back and I review all those. And I've learned a lot. I've learned a lot doing this show, for sure. Not only on travel and hiking, but history of places and so much more. I've learned a lot from doing this show, for sure. And then I find myself watching a documentary on something, and then they mention something that I talked about in my show, and I'm like, hey, wait, I talked about that in one of my shows. And so I knew about it, and it's pretty cool to see. So not only is it fun to do the show, but it's educational to do the show as well and learn things. Maybe we make a Pint Time together. Yes, for sure. Yeah, for sure. We got to do Pint Time together that time. In like August of 2027. because I want to say I went back and I started the Camino again in August of 2027, because you and I, Yoshi, celebrated my birthday in 2017 at that hostel with Cobus and Ernst and Neil and all them. And they gave us Santiago cake and free moonshine shots for my birthday that year in 2017. So yeah, we'll have to do that. We'll just plan it for sometime in August of 2027. That would be very, very cool. 10 years. So you have 300, 400 episodes, Dan? Did you know how many you made? Yeah, I'm on episode 324 right now. Technically 326 if you want to count the 2 Pint Times I did while I was traveling. The first one I ever did was in Malta with a server that served my food to me or whatever at a hotel I was staying at in Malta, and he was from like Slovenia or Slovakia or something like that, I think. And then the second ever Pint Time I did was in Bribey Island, Australia, where I interviewed the very first ever Aborigines police officer in the whole state of New South Wales in Australia. And such an amazing guy. So those were the 2 Pint Times I did while I was traveling. And this Pint Time series I started April 15th of 2020. Started on tax day. April 15th of 2020 was when I started this Pint Time, and it's been going strong ever since. The only 2 shows that I have missed while doing this show in 6 years is the 2 shows when my dad passed away. Well, the show after my dad passed away, and then when I went up for his funeral. I didn't do a show then, and then I didn't do a show this past Saturday when I was up there visiting his grave for the 1-year anniversary, which was kind of odd. Like I didn't really know how to feel when I was there. It was just a very awkward situation. Yeah, so 2027, I'll be nearly 400 episodes in. Yeah, 400 episodes. 324 now, so I've only got, 76 episodes left to go until I hit 400. It's crazy. 76 episodes, that's 76 weeks. There's 52 weeks in a year, so I got about a year and a half left before I hit episode 400, I guess. Something like that. Now, I will say in the beginning, I used to do shows on Wednesday and Friday, I think, or Wednesday and Saturday. So I was doing 2 shows a week. And that just got to be a little too cumbersome after a while. But yeah, 324. Next week will be 325. Kind of crazy. 325. 6 years. Wow. Got to see Sharon while I was in Ohio too. Sharon, that was awesome. I got to see Sharon. We went out and had breakfast. She told me how much she loved the show. I really appreciate that, Sharon. She said how upset she got if I didn't do a show on Saturday. But it was awesome to see, Sharon. I got to see Susie briefly. Got to see my sister Robin and my Aunt Lolly. My nephew, a cousin of mine. Didn't get to see any friends. Tried to, but everything just didn't work out the way it should. But then really cool. So I met this lady named Henrietta on Facebook, and I think it was through my Backpacker Mike page actually. And she introduced me to her husband, and we became friends on my personal Facebook. and they live in West Virginia, and they always kept telling me, you know, you got to come up and visit us. We have a lot of land. We have a cabin you can stay in, all this stuff. And I said, oh, okay, you know, but I was taking care of Dad. Well, this time when Kim and I were on our way up to Ohio, I messaged Henrietta and I said, hey, you guys live in West Virginia. You know, we're going to be coming back through West Virginia on Monday. So we should try and catch up if we could. So she messaged me back right away and was like, yeah, we have to do it. So anyway, long story short, Monday we left Ohio, and we drove down to their house, which was only about 2.5 hour drive from Canton. And, man, talk about out in the holler, out in the country. They got 15 acres out there. They got a nice little house. And the cabin, Kim and I stayed in that night, and the cabin is just beautiful. I mean, you know, it's a cabin, right? But it's beautiful. And we got to hang out with them that afternoon and that evening. We had pizza. We chatted a lot, and all of us couldn't believe that, you know, Henrietta and I and Jeff couldn't believe that we were actually, you know, meeting face to face. We had been friends on Facebook for probably 10 years at least. So it was really cool to meet them. Man, they have a huge garden there too, right? And they grow zucchini and a bunch of different stuff, right? So Jeff, Henrietta's husband, was like, you guys want a zucchini? And I said, yeah, I love zucchini. And, you know, Kim's starting to like zucchini now too. And as he went down to go pick one for us from the garden, Henrietta was telling us she likes to make ham and cheese boats out of these zucchinis. And I'm thinking of zucchini, you know, like, okay, it's a nice little snack, you know, a little ham and cheese boat, nice little snack. Well, after she tells us that, he comes up the stairs with this. These are the zucchinis that they grow there in their garden. This thing is just massive. Look at this thing. This is literally the largest zucchini I've ever seen in my life. And this thing must weigh 2 or 3 pounds. At least. I mean, I can't even get my hand around it. It's so massive. It's ridiculously massive. So when I saw this, I was like, oh, okay. Now I know how you do ham and cheese boats out of this thing. Good Lord. She said she just slices it in half, digs the seeds out, put some olive oil on it, and roast it for about 10 or 15 minutes in the oven. And then she puts her ham and her cheese on there and bakes it and broils it again, I think, for like 5 minutes or something. And yeah, biggest zucchini I've ever seen in my life. Even Kim was like, oh my God. I'm used to just getting the little zucchinis at the store. So yeah, anyway, they have a massive garden there with like 10-foot high fences. The deer just come strolling through their yard. It's just a beautiful, beautiful area down there in the holler. John, what is up, brother? I saw you were in Marrakesh, man, and you got to tell me what your honest opinion was there. I left a comment on your post in Marrakesh, but I believe I've shared with you before my opinions on Marrakesh and Morocco, but as I said in the comment on John's post, he was in Marrakesh, Morocco, and you know, I stayed in Marrakesh too. I stayed in a Riyadh in the Medina, Fez Medina or whatever it is. And the culture there is beautiful. The culture is beautiful. The food is amazing. The thing that put me off was the hagglers constantly haggling you for, you know, 200 dirham, 200 dirham. I'll show you where your Riyadh is, 200 dirham. I'll take you on a fake Atlas tribe, you know, rug making tour or whatever, you know, tanning the hides and all that stuff, and then there's nobody there, it's closed down, and they want $20 from you. And everything seemed to lead into a leather shop where you get haggled to buy all this different stuff. Every tour led to something where you buy something, and they guilt you into buying things. So, but anyway, overall, my experience was pretty good there. But I did have some issues with it. That was the only place where I had like a little bit of an issue, where I kind of felt for my safety a little bit, but squashed that pretty quick. But anyway, yeah, Yoshi, that's the biggest zucchini I've ever seen in my life. In my life. I don't even know how they grow them that big. They don't use fertilizer or anything, but they do have a horse. So they probably use the horse manure from the barn to fertilize their garden, would be my guess. I didn't ask him about it, but so all natural, baby. All natural zucchini right there. That thing is just massively, ridiculously huge. I don't know if they do squash or not, but if they do squash, I can't imagine how big the squash gets if the zucchini is this big. But yeah, massive for sure. So anyway, you know, that's another situation like I talked about today, how you can meet people while you solo travel and things like that. But you also meet, you know, amazing friends through communications online, and end up, you know, making an awesome connection and having friends for life through that too. You know, like John and I, we met online. He was posting on, I came across his Facebook page or YouTube or something, and that was when him and his son, I believe, was traveling through Orlando and doing like Disney World and all that stuff. And so I commented to him, and we commented back and forth, and then we became friends and liked each other's Facebook and all that stuff. And we've been friends ever since, and still haven't met in person yet, but hopefully one day we will. What's up, Sherry? Thank you so much for jumping on. I appreciate it. Happy Saturday to you as well. Cheers. With the last little bit I got left. However, I do have a little bit of a special pour today that I will share with you guys. First of all, I'm going to throw this out here. I'm probably not going to get into it today because we're just on like a general discussion type thing now after the show. But when I was in Ohio, I found these. These are like iconic for me as a kid growing up. Little Kings. It comes in at 6%. It's only a little 7-ounce bottle. But these were iconic, and I found them when I was in Ohio. Now, these were created in Cincinnati way back, and the Cincinnati Brewing Company or something bought the rights to the Little Kings and brought them back. They hired back the original retired brewer who used to make these. He revamped the recipe and making them again. Now, when I had these, 30 years ago, they were good. They had a little peppery finish, almost like a black peppery finish, but that is no longer existent in this. So it's actually not that bad. It's pretty good. But this is the pour I thought I would share with you guys, and that is Murphy Stout. I love Murphy Stout. It's my second favorite Irish Stout next to Guinness, obviously. Let's see. Murphy Stout has been brewed in the same unique recipe since 1856. We pride ourselves in only using the top ingredients of pale malt, chocolate malt, roasted barley, and hops. Murphy's offers you that uniquely smooth, creamy, and wonderfully palatable, full-bodied stout flavor with roasted chocolate and coffee undertones and a biscuity sweet malt aroma. Now, it even shows you on the back here how to pour the beer. So you start out at a 90 and then you slowly tip it up. Then you let the head settle, and then you pour the rest of it in. This one's just like a Guinness. Now, Guinness says the same thing. However, I just do this. Just do this, and then as it's coming up, you just kind of tilt it to the side a little bit. And then you save that last little quarter of a can there, and you let this grow. You can see it. It's alive. It's alive. And it's gaining the spearhead there. So you let this settle a little bit. Now, when you get these poured at a pub, it will take you probably about 2 to 3 minutes or so to get this beer for yourself, for them to pour it. And normally when they do this one, they do a spoon. So they do like a layering spoon with it. But Murphy Stout, really good. There you go. Looks just like a Guinness. Get the little chocolatiness. I'm surprised the cats haven't been up here yet, but one of them just started meowing at me. It's just so good. You get the roasty notes, you get the roasted malted notes. The beer head is nice and creamy. And you get a little like tangy, dark chocolatey notes on the finish. But very good, nevertheless. Very good. Murphy's Irish Stout. Comes in at 4% on the Richter scale, so it's about 0.5% less than Guinness. Guinness, I believe, is 4.5. Just trying to see if there's anything else on here. The founder was James J. Murphy. James J. Murphy. It's not giving me like where the brewery is located, though, specifically. I don't see it on here anywhere. Oh, there you go. Ah, they got bought out by Heineken UK. Brewed and canned by Heineken UK Limited. 6th Street, Andrews Square, Edinburgh. So it's the United Kingdom now. Product of the United Kingdom. Imported by Heineken USA, White Plains, New York. So, from the UK now. I don't know. There you go. Bought by Heineken. Heineken's buying everything. Elon Mua, hello. Thank you for jumping on the live show. I appreciate you saying hi. Everybody say hi to Elon. So Elon, just to recap, I covered basically Backpacks and Barstools, Solo Traveler's Guide to Community, basically how to meet people when you're traveling solo. So I talked about Bansko, Bulgaria. I talked about Chiang Mai, Thailand, which is, a rite of passage destination for solo travelers. Oaxaca City, Mexico. Lagos, Portugal. Medellin, Colombia. Budapest, Hungary. Grenada, Nicaragua. And Da Nang, Vietnam. Da Nang, Vietnam. All of these areas are super inexpensive to travel to. It's basically how you meet people while you travel in these destinations. And a lot of these are destinations where solo travelers and, digital nomads and people like that travel to. So generally, when you're traveling to these places, you're going to be staying there for a decent amount of time. You want to make some friends there while you were there. I have something for you. You have something for me. That's intriguing. All right. Elon wants to jump on. So let's see what Elon has to say. He's not adding. not coming in. Anyway. Guess we lost him. He said he had something for me. I don't know what. Either way. All right. So, anybody got anything else? Didn't good. How about you? Oh yeah, I think we lost Elon though. I think. See what else we could put on here.
It's Wayfair's biggest home sale of the season. Wayfair's Black Friday and July sale is here. For 5 days.
It's kind of slow music, eh? Anyway. All right. Anybody got anything else? Aces. Muha, Frog, Favorites, Boutique, Home Melt, Big Chief, Sprinkles, Bezos, Queen Cards, Buzz Bars, Hits, Luigi, Edited, Weed, Pills, Glock, Wax. Let me know what you going, bro. I don't even know what that, I don't even know. Apparently Elon's trying to. Did you find Morocco food amazing? I've put on so much weight. Yes, Moroccan food is amazing. Moroccan food was really good. I did the what they call tagines. I did a couple of tagines when I was there, a chicken one and a veggie one or something. It was really good. And then the Moroccan salad was amazing. I mean, you get like 15 little bowls of all different kinds of things to try. But yeah, the Moroccan food was pretty good, and I loved going to the. The Medina there, and they had all these little carts, and at night, I don't know if you. I'm sure you saw this when you were there, John, but they have like all these food carts out at night, and there's so many people out there eating. They just set up a bunch of tables, and everybody just sits there and eats. And there's like 10 people just going to town cooking all kinds of food, and they're playing games and all kinds of stuff. But they also have like these little dessert carts and these little fruit carts and things like that where you can go. And I remember going up to the dessert carts, and a lot of their desserts have honey in them, and there were just bees all over the food cart, all over the snack carts. And pastry carts, and they literally had to wipe the bees away just to get your dessert out that you wanted. So you were eating the dessert that was walked on by bees that probably provided the honey for the snacks. But yeah, a lot of good stuff. A lot of good stuff. I just blocked Elon because he's apparently trying to push a whole bunch of stuff on here that we don't need to be pushed on the show. So anyway, put me off a lot of stuff. I saw that. Put me off a lot of stuff. Oh, you saw the bees? I still ate it with the bees. If it was flies, that would have been a different story. The bees didn't bother me so much, crawling all over the stuff. But I don't know if you saw that comment that I left, John, with that picture that I took. That picture wasn't actually in Marrakesh. Now I'm thinking of it. That picture was in Essecoy, something like that. I took like a day trip out in a van out to Essecoy and did a walking tour and some other things over there. But I just happened to turn down this little alleyway, and there was this cool looking Moroccan dude with, you know, this black robe on, and everybody had their wares out in the little alley, and just a view of it looked really cool to me. So I'm glad I took that picture when I did. I really enjoyed that. There was a lot of things that I really loved about Morocco, but then there were some things that I just, you know, they took my drone when I arrived, couldn't have drone. Various other things, but I don't know if you got haggled a lot or not while you were there, but that was another thing that happened. I got haggled a lot while I was there. How long were you there, John? You got to upload some videos from there. I'll have to check them out for sure. I feel bad giving Elon the boot, but he's just trying to push some stuff. I took hundreds of photos, probably be my best video yet with my insane cab driver. That'll be great. I can't wait to see it. I did a few videos too while we were gone. I got a little video I got to do it. Put together at Fatheads. We visited the Flight 93 Memorial in Pennsylvania from 9/11. So I got a video to put together for that too. That'll be my second video from there. But this one will be a little short video. Let's see, Flight 93. Oh, and I went back to Codex Brewing Company where I did a live show about 4 or 5 years ago. I did a live show from Codex Brewing Company in North Canton. We went back there and checked them out again, and so I have a really brief little video from there that I have to do. Tried a Whataburger for the first time. I wasn't that impressed. I mean, it was okay. I wasn't that impressed with it, but it was still a good burger, but not all the hype everybody talks about with Whataburger. I tried the Whataburger, and I tried their pimento honey, hot honey chicken sandwich or something. And it was okay. The fries were kind of but I have a brief little video to do for that, probably for TikTok. And and then I have one from Ruby Falls. So I'll probably upload that one on Facebook. The one from Ruby Falls and Flight 93 will probably be on Facebook. The other ones might be on TikTok. I don't know yet. Just depends. I got to put all of that together, hopefully in the next couple days, and edit them all. And then hopefully coming up within the next week or so, I'll be starting a travel series here in Sebring. I've been wanting to start it, but just, you know, something pops up, I got to push it back, whatever. So, but yeah, I'll shoot some travel videos here in Sebring, and then I'm going to start taking a couple like 2-day trips here and there around Florida to try to do some travel videos from some places that people don't really visit very much in Florida. See, when you live in Florida for a long time, like I have off and on, you realize that there's a lot more to Florida than beaches in Disney World. And so I think in the next travel series I do in Florida, I'm probably going to try to hit some of those lesser known spots that a lot of people might not travel to who come here from either another state or whatever, because more often than not, when people come here from other states in the United States or from other countries, they're going to like Tampa, Miami, Fort Lauderdale, maybe Jacksonville, Orlando to go to Disney World, and various places like that. So I want to try to find some cool little inner Florida places to try to do a couple videos at. You have like real Florida in the central Florida, which is basically where I am. You've got like real Florida there. We're talking, you know, alligators and pythons and wild hogs and brown bears and all, you know, little Florida black bears or brown bears, whatever they are. Various other things all in the center of Florida that most people don't see when they come down to the beaches. So we even have a skunk ape research center in the swamp. In Big Cypress Swamp, and I'd like to go down there and shoot a video down there because a lot of people don't even know that swamp ape is basically Florida's equivalent of Bigfoot or Sasquatch. And there's been some videos that have surfaced that have been pretty convincing that some sort of swamp ape creature lives down there. And it just so happens I know a guy that knows a guy who owns that place. So I'm going to try to get in there and see if I can't shoot a travel video there. Eventually, at some point. But yeah, John, I had a crazy cab driver when I landed in Morocco too. That was a whole fiasco in itself. I booked a taxi online to pick me up at the airport. So I walk out of the airport and I get hit with a thing for my phone. Every text message is like 75 cents and every phone call is like $2.25 a minute. That was the first place I ever landed where all of that was going to cost me an exorbitant amount of money. So I couldn't really call the cab company or anything. So I go out and I'm walking around trying to find this cabbie. And this lady's messaging me, and I tell her I'm out at 75 cents a text, that I'm out at the taxi pool, etc. And I will see if I have been there. I ended up in Haines City. That was different. Oh, you were in Haines City? Yeah, Haines City is like maybe an hour and a half, probably an hour and a half from me, give or take. That's funny. Yeah, Haines City is different. Really, Haines City is nothing but 27. The downtown area is off of 27 in ways, but yeah, it's really just kind of out there. And all of a sudden I had a brain fart, what I was talking about. Oh, well. It's been a long couple days, man. I drove straight through from Florida to Pennsylvania. Kim drove for about 3 hours, 4 hours. I slept for about 2 hours. And it was about a 16-hour drive up. And I drove like all night into the morning. Then on the way back, we drove 8 hours from Henrietta and Jeff's down to Chattanooga. I drove that, and then we had 10 hours on the way home from Ruby Falls to get back here. And I drove that all the way too. And we got back at like 5:35 in the morning or something on whatever day that was. 5:35 in the morning on Thursday, I think. So my days, I'm still trying to get caught up with my sleep. Sometimes I'll just feel tired like during the day. Other times I'll be like wide awake at 3 o'clock in the morning. So I'm just trying to get all my times together. I can hear you, but I can't see you now. You can't see me? That ain't good. Yoshi, good Sunday to all. New day now. So just a few hours, brother, for the next episode of House of Dragons. A new episode, Cape Fear, is online now. Uh-oh. You're set, Yoshi. Cape Fear. I got to check that out. Yeah, House of Dragons tomorrow. Super excited about that. So, Yoshi, we'll have to figure out when to watch it on Monday. Either Monday morning or Monday evening, whenever you want to do it. On my time. That's so weird. You can't see me. Is anybody else having issues with seeing me? Or is that just on Sharon? That's so weird. I don't know why. Oh, and if you guys remember, like 2 weeks ago when I went to do the show and I had to do it here out on the thing, my Wi-Fi went out. So I got a new Wi-Fi box, by the way. This thing is pretty cool. It's like a slim box. So I just got to, it's already connected and everything, but I just got to change the passwords and stuff. So I got to go through the app, but it's probably T-Mobile. That's who I'm on. I'm on T-Mobile. T-Mobile. See? T-Mobile. Okay, you're back. Yay, I'm back. Yay. Maybe I could just do it in the house on Saturdays. I'll just hang a banner up here. Just do it in the house on Saturdays every once in a while. Go out to the studio sometimes too. I got to get the studio situated, and I got to get a bunch of those boxes cleaned out in there and go through stuff. It's like after the 1 year of losing Daddy, it's like I got to get my shit together, so to speak. Got to start changing up some things and getting healthier and getting more motivated. It just sucks when you're not given enough time to grieve about shit. Then it just takes forever to get through it. But it is what it is, man. Life goes on. Like that song. Life goes on without me. Anyway, all right, anybody got anything else they would like to contribute? I think Yoshi said goodnight. I don't know. Maybe that was his way of saying goodnight. So goodnight, Yoshi, if I lost you. Now it's just showing Sharon on. Yeah, it just sucks, you know. When you're not given a proper enough amount of time to grieve initially, and you got to bury all that stuff to try to get through later, and then, you know, it just comes up whenever it wants to come up, and you got to try to deal with it and accept shit and work through it and whatnot. I mean, over the last year, there's been days where I'm just down the whole day, man, just thinking about shit. And it sucks. Just takes my whole day away, my motivation and everything. But keep pushing on, keep pushing on. So I say goodnight to you after it's after midnight now. All right, good night, Yoshi. Love you, brother. And we'll be in touch. It'll probably download for you hopefully on Monday. So we will get to watching a new episode on Monday. But super excited to watch it. I think it's going to get pretty nuts. Anybody else in the House of Dragons, Game of Thrones, Night of the Seven Kingdoms? I've been into that since it came out. Absolutely love those shows. But anyway. Yeah, it has no time limit. It's just when you it's when you can't get it out right away. And you gotta suppress it because you don't have time. You gotta get a house cleaned out in 8-10 weeks. You don't have time to go through stuff. You just gotta pack it all in boxes and shove it in a storage unit to go through later. And then you don't want to go through that shit later because, you know, it's going to be difficult. And you don't want to go through that. So you put it off and you put it off and you put it off. And I don't know. It is what it is, but there's one thing that Dad taught me when he was alive, and that is stay strong, one foot in front of the other, and keep going. That's all you can do. That's all you can do is just keep going forward. Keep going forward. Hey, Kim made it back on. So yeah, hopefully oh man, I don't know. Oh well. But anyway. But going forward, I don't know of any reason why I'll be postponing a show as of yet, with the exception of, I believe, the end of August. We're going to Daytona for the NASCAR race, and I believe that's on Saturday. So I'll probably have to push the show back to Sunday, or maybe do it on Friday. I'm not sure. But other than that, I don't know of anything else that would postpone the show, or, you know, push it back. So anyway, thank you guys so much for hanging out with me on another episode of Pint Time. I truly appreciate it. Thank you for everybody jumping on. Sharon, Yoshi, Kim, John, oh yeah, Sharon, I bet you do. I bet you do. Big hugs. Big hugs to you, Sharon. For sure. I couldn't imagine. Couldn't even imagine. But all right, I'm gonna go knock out these TikToks real quick and call it a day. So anyway, thank you guys so much for hanging out with me on another episode of Pint Time right here in the dinette table. And yeah, I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you so much. Please share the live with your friends and family. I would appreciate that as well. And as always, peace, love, and let's continue to experience this beautiful world together. I'll see y'all next time on Pint Time with Backpacker Mike next Saturday. Peace.